Hello everybody! Welcome to Puppet Vikings. I'm Einar the Boneless, and today I'd like to tell you about our wonderful trip to Berrycroft Hub. Berrycroft Hub is an absolutely amazing place. It's a scientific research centre covering anything from archaeology to entomology. There's lots of ologies. They are working on returning the land that they work on to its state that it was in ancient times by increasing the biodiversity, especially with insects like dung beetles. To help pay for everything they do, they run these amazing courses, like the one we went on, which was an Ancient Textiles course, although at the same time they were doing flint knapping. Our course was taught by Sally Pointer, who's an heritage educator and archaeologist who has a really cool YouTube channel. We'll give links for both Berrycroft Hub and Sally Pointer below. To start with, Sally gave us an interesting talk about the archaeology of ancient textiles. Some of the things that have been found go all the way back to prehistoric times. She also showed us the different fibres that were used. So we have from nettles and hemp and flax and some fibres that you would never really expect. But to be honest, you really got to go on the course because I'm not giving away any of the fun secrets. Our first practical was making some string. Now we did this with flax, which was dried, and we rolled it and peeled it until the fibres were showing. Then we twisted and plaited it into string. We even learnt how to use extra flax to make it longer. Once we'd done this, we were able to try some looping. Suggested like we could use the nettles at home and burdock fibres and even rhubarb to get pink string. We'll have to try that later once our rhubarb plants get a bit bigger. We also tried with some lime bark and we made a slightly thicker string. Those items are some bone and antler needles, and the really thin ones, those are made from blackthorn. These are some of the tools that we used while we were there. That's a flint drill. Our next practical was to make a needle. Now we made it from a piece of antler. Now we've done this before, but using power tools. This time we just had a piece of flint and a mug of water, and we literally just wet it and scrape it and cut it and wet it and scrape it, and eventually we ended up with a needle shape. It was impressive that we could do that with just such ancient tools. Of course, then we had to bore a hole through it to allow you to feed your string. That took a little bit more effort, and we even had a go with the ancient flint drill. Sally showed us, then we had a go. It did take us a little while to get the hang of it. We also tried making the hole with just a very sharp pointy piece of flint. But once it was done, we had a nice little needle. After lunch, we had a go at Sprang. Sally had prepared some frames for us to work on. Now these were done with 2 different coloured wools, so it would be easier for us to get the hang of the basics. She taught us in pairs, and if any of us got stuck, she'd come round and give us a hand. I got some personal attention because I was having a lot of difficulty getting the hang of it.
We're having a go at Sprang. Yeah, it's actually, I don't know what it is.
Sprang is a type of braiding.
Yeah.
Have you ever played cat's cradle?
I've chased a cat.
Oh, well, that's close enough for me. Should we do it together? Should we have a go? Yeah? Right, so what we're going to do, if I put my hands round, what we're going to do, do you see how we've got all the green on one side, we've got all the red on the other?
Yep.
We're going to start moving threads forward and back. So if I bring 2 red forwards, 1 green back, 1 red forward, 1 back. Can you help me count those?
1. 1 again.
Oh, you're good at 1.
1.
Do you know, how high can you count?
I'm a drummer, so I can count to 3.
Oh, well, it's more than enough for doing Sprang. Can you see we're starting to get a different pattern happening? All those reds are coming to the front, all the greens are going to the back. But it's not like most weaving, because most weaving has a warp and a weft. This just has warp threads.
That's cool.
It's very cool. It goes back a long way. It goes back into prehistory, but it was around in the Viking period, and all sorts of people were using Sprang.
Oh, that's easy. Just start in the one.
There we are. You tighten that up, and that's our next row. I'm going to let you do the next one.
I'll fall into it.
My Sprang didn't really turn out that well. It had a lot of big holes in it. I've got a lot of practice to get as good as everybody else. Is a net making gauge and shuttle with some string attached. For those who wanted, Sally brought around a net bag and showed us how to do the loops. It was a lot easier than I thought, but it worked. And she'd demo and we'd have a go.
Pull us up until you get gauge. Right, so pull up. Stuff your thumb right on that point as close as you can. Okay. Behind both of those. Back through the loop you just made. Pull up nice and steadily until it... Yes. Pull us up until you get gauge. Yeah. Yeah. You got it? Yeah. More, and then you can have a go. That's better. Better with them sort of wriggling now, isn't it? And just pull us up until it pops on the thumb. That's the beastie. Excellent. And then these will just shunt off the edge as you go. All good?
Superb, thank you.
We can't wait to go back and do another course and see what else we can learn. Do check out Berrycroft Hub and Sallypointer, and we'll see you next time for more Puppet Vikings. Yay!